Hello, you are listening to The Pen. I am your host, Jacob Prayer, with your mom's favorite Little Leaguer, Hunter Malone, in the boat jersey, Blake of the Year, Blake Bortles. And Spit a Christmas Army Knife himself, coming live to us from a hotel room, living large with the Cookout Cup, Drew McDonald.
No sprays.
We are not sponsored, but Cookout sponsor us.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. I have body armor in the corner. Just sponsor us, people. I'm going to go ahead and open. Obviously, our country is it is in turmoil. Protest and rioting, different things like that's happening. I do want to say this to our listeners. I don't care what color you are. Everybody needs to change, especially, obviously, white people. We are listening. We are understanding. We're being more educated on issues that we may have never understood before. Things that have never been to the forefront of our attentions, and now it is. I'm so happy that obviously everyone our age is taking a massive stand, going out, either posting it on social media or going out to protest or doing whatever it is that anyone's doing. Unless you're looting, then we don't approve of that. But we do approve of protesting and what you guys are trying to go for and what you guys are standing for and what we ultimately want to change in this country. We are three white guys, and obviously none of us probably had ever really needed to be scared of the cops if we ever got pulled over. We've never really been discriminated against, even though some of us come from different backgrounds. It doesn't really matter. Our color gives us an unfair advantage to those of color. We understand the privilege that we have, and we understand that it's not guilt that we carry. It needs to be the understanding of what the privilege carries and how we can, would make ourselves better in terms of understanding how to utilize it properly rather than to our own benefit and have it become everybody's benefit. We've seen the videos of white women and men standing in front of African-American men to make sure cops don't hurt them or get in their way. But I will say this. I have somebody in my family who is a police officer, and I don't wish him anything ill. I hope he's safe because he is actually in Minneapolis. But for the other 99% of cops out there, the videos are not looking good on you. And if these videos and the evidence that's coming out won't change the way you handle things and start breaking First Amendment rights, basic constitutional rights, I think there's a much more systematic play at hand than just police officers that's holding this country back from moving on from this racism problem. I'll open the floor to you boys if you guys want to say anything, but as the host, I just have to make that statement clear. Well, I'll hold a moment of quick silence for George Floyd and those that constantly lost their lives to police brutality. Then we will go ahead and get on to the show, hopefully make your guys' day better, and maybe distract you for a little bit with some of our goofy freaking commentary. We are hilarious. Awesome. So let's go ahead and dive into what is new in sports, which is nothing. The MLBPA has sent back a proposal to the MLB, which is probably 100% going to get destroyed and not even considered. And boy, do the owners just not know how to make a fucking deal at all. They're just clueless. Jeff Passan, I listened to him on the Pat McAfee show the other day, and he makes me sound like a genius after I listen to him. It's like he knows so much about the contractual issues that's going on and how basically he's like, the owners are just not going to budge, but the players aren't going to budge either. And I think there's a massive issue at play. And I don't know if we're going to get baseball because the deadline's coming because it's going to take them, an estimated 6 or 4 weeks to get back into shape, especially for pitchers. And then they play real meaningful games again. You know, you still got to finish a little bit of spring training and things like that. Other than that, I think the owners are just like not smelling the roses. Basketball, I think, is more than likely going to be in Orlando. As I think it's pretty much in stone that they're going to go to a 22 playoff format, 22-team playoff format in Orlando in a bubble. Now the biggest issue is that MLS might share ESPN with them. That is a lot of people in a bubble. MLS just avoided a lockout with their union. So I guess if you care about U.S. soccer, which I know very little people do, you have the MLS people. But other than that, things happening across the pond, Bundesliga is happening. That's about it. I don't have any updates other than Bayern Munich has like a 15-point lead on second place. And then I think Premier League comes back in June. Drew just coughed up Corona. Stay away. Premier League is basically staying open. They're going to start June 17th. They're back to full group trainings now. They did 4 rounds of testing. I think they had total, 10 players test positive. And then the 4th and final round, they had no new cases or nobody test positive, one or the other. I just kept getting Bleacher Reports updates about it. Other than that, kind of sports is still like in a standstill. You know, golf starts next weekend with the Charles Schwab Invitational or Challenge down in Fort Worth, Texas. But those guys are going to be so out of playing shape. And other than that, sports are slowly but surely going to come back, and it's just a matter of time.
Also, Mike Tyson, for him. So last week he was on AEW last night. As an angle now with Chris Jericho. So we're going to see eventually a match between Jericho and Tyson for some reason.
Mike Tyson's like, he posted the videos of him just like beating the shit out of the bag. And everyone's like, we're going to give you $25 million to have a fight. And like nothing ever like comes to fruition with that. I saw there was like rumored reports with Tyson Fury versus Mike Tyson in an exhibition. And it's like, Mike Tyson's like a midget compared to Tyson Fury. Like, Tyson Fury is a giant. Mike Tyson, man. Didn't he have an angle with the Big Show at one point?
Yes.
At WrestleMania?
Yep. He also punched Shawn Michaels in the face, too, back in the day.
Actually punched in the face? Was it a botch?
It was it's hard to tell, but it was back in the 90s with, like, the DX era.
Dude, I still remember, like, the last time, like, I've seen somebody actually, like, punch job was Nia Jax to Becky Lynch. And Nia Jax screwing up Becky Lynch's face created the man that was Becky Lynch. And now she's pregnant, so she's not going to be on my television screen anymore watching wrestling, and I'm sad. Other than that, Coach Doug's update. 10-0. He dropped a 50 burger on my Mizzou Tigers last night, which was rough, but last time Missouri was good at anything was 07. So that's how we're doing over here in Tiger Lily. Other than that, Hunter has been busting my balls basically about Outer Banks. He's basically like holding the Instagram page hostage and only posting what he wants rather than listening to me because I won't watch Outer Banks. Luckily for you, Hunter, I've now restarted Outer Banks. I'm currently on episode 6.
Why?
Because I finished Avatar.
Oh.
I'm probably gonna rewatch Avatar: Last Airbender 2. Like
That Avatar series goes so quick because they're like 20 minutes.
There's 20 minutes.
And it's just you knock out a couple episodes and you're like, dang, I can keep going. And then like
man.
Dude, Avatar, man. one, I want to say that Zuko obviously like what ended up being like one of my favorite characters towards the end because of his story arc. But Uncle Iroh is a G, man. Uncle Iroh's that G. And we all wish we had an Appa or a Momo when we were kids.
What a flying bison would be fire.
Dude, you know how convenient that shit would be just to get anywhere?
Yeah, Momo, take me to I don't know.
Appa, yip yip. If you could bend any element, which one would you guys bend? Earth, fire, air, or water?
Haley and her little Elida and her boyfriend, we all sat there and we went, all right, which element do you think, like, if you weren't the Avatar, you had to pick one, like, which one would it be and why? And I was like, for me, I was like, this is easy, water. I was like, because I love the beach. I always go in the ocean. I was like, I was a swimmer. I was like, it just makes sense. Like, I wouldn't be anything else.
What was Haley? What did Haley say?
Haley,
Fire or water?
she was, I want to say fire or earth.
I
She
said
was-
I would.
She
I said I think I was. Somebody asked me this the other day, and I said I would have been fire, but I think I would have probably ended up with like earth. And I asked them, "What do you think I bend?" They were like, "Oh, you definitely bend earth." And I'm like, "Cool." So Drew, which element would you bend?
I'd probably say air. Like if you have to fart somewhere in public, it'll just kind of shoot up the air, so it hits one in the face.
Just do the little twister thing.
shoot up in the air.
Jesus, bro. Bro, Drew just like farts, bro. He just rips out a twister out of nowhere. Just
A ricochet.
tears up a restaurant or some shit.
Okay.
But let's go ahead and jump into the rotation. The rotation today is our top players. No, our favorite players currently in sports. So across the 4 major sports. I excluded like the Olympic sports because I think I had like 1 or 2 people I would probably pick from them. But other than that, Hunter, kick us off in the rotation. 5 favorite 5 players that are your current 5 or that you love to watch.
Well, number 1 is hands down Brady. Just because I would love to go and like just play backyard football with Tom Brady. I feel like that'd be fire.
I want to play golf with Tom Brady because he would make my game feel better.
No, I feel like he would beat. Number 2 would probably be Baker Mayfield. Just because, like, he seems like a guy that'd be just super cool to hang out with.
Yeah.
Another one would probably it's gonna be Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts would be a cool one. Tennessee guy, so I feel like I wouldn't even know what to expect with him. Number 4 would have to be LeBron James. Just because he's LeBron James. Like, who doesn't want to meet LeBron James? And then for number 5, I'm going to go probably Gronk.
Speaking of Gronk lost the 24/7 title belt last night.
Hate to see it.
And then he got released from WWE.
Oh,
Got cut.
yeah.
I'm going to go. So my 5 favorite players right now is I'm a big hockey guy. So number 1 for me is Braden Point. Like, I have his jersey. I love the way he plays. Also, big fan of hockey. I think if I had to choose one, I think anyone that like kind of hang out with. I think obviously, I would probably go with like Joe Burrow. I love Joe Burrow's game. At least the energy he brings. I think I would have to agree with Hunter on LeBron James because LeBron James is the GOAT. I thought about Luka Doncic in this too.
Think about how much you can learn from like LeBron, like not only football wise, but like as a person. Like,
yeah, he's got
Like I know he's low key, he's so underrated with his mind.
He just knows. He's just like he understands things to such a degree. If I had to try to pick somebody else, I'm gonna go into baseball a little bit. Definitely, probably Yachty. Yachty is one of my favorite guys out there. I've Yachty, and then 5.
Yachty speak English?
Yeah,
Does he know? I know a lot of baseball
dude, he's
players.
been in the league for like 20 years. Like, I think he had to learn English.
Not necessarily. A lot of them just speak Spanish. Was it Acuna Jr.? Doesn't he only speak?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. So like a lot of them are like speak
I don't
Spanish,
want.
like English.
I just want to say that kind of messes up like the post game interview. It's like, oh, how'd you feel about winning the World Series? Oh, go to the translator. He's very grateful that he won the World Series.
Yeah.
All glory be to God. And it's like, I need the translator to have some energy too out here. I need him to have some energy out here. I think if a 5th player, Pat Mahomes. Love Pat Mahomes' game. Pat Mahomes or Christian McCaffrey, one or the other. I feel like if I met Christian McCaffrey, like I would just be like smarter, like immediately. Like you just make me feel smart because he's from Stanford. So Drew, give us your top favorite players in the game right now.
This first guy brings pop in baseball. Leadoff spot from Venezuela. Rookie of the year 2018, Mr. Ronald Acuna Jr. He had a nearly 40-40 season last year. Just saying, pretty cool guy, generational talent. 2 is Mr. Jones, Julio Jet Jones from the Falcons. Generational talent, the best receiver in the NFL, don't at me. It's just facts. 3 is Arenado, probably the best third baseman in baseball right now. Dude's sick with the glove. He has power, probably MVP, I think, in a year or 2. 4, this guy is a really weird hairline in the NBA. You know, he's a kind of weird cat, you know, but he was a first-round pick from the Hawks in 20.
He was a first-round pick of the Mavericks.
Oh, whatever. He's on our team now. Mr. Trae Young, Ice Trae. His range is sick. He can dish out dimes. Perennial All-Star, Hall of Famer. It's gonna happen. 5, Mr. Alex Caruso. This guy, the White Mamba, he is a talent for years to come. Put him on any team besides the Lakers, and he will blow up. I saw him play live against the Clippers, 30 points off the Clippers. Caruso, the White Mamba, king.
I still can't believe Caruso almost made an All-Star team, man.
He should have.
I voted for him like every
Yeah,
day.
you did. Like Hunter would literally come in the room and be like, "Jacob, are you voting for Alex Caruso and Taco Fall today?" And I'm like, no. I'd be like, "No." I think I did it once just so you would stop asking me. And Hunter literally would show me.
Bro, every day I was trying to get
We
him.
would be at work. I think during basketball season, during the 5-on-5, he'll literally just be like running up the court, and the next thing you know, he's just
checking the fantasy team, the stats, and then I would vote for All-Star. Because, like, what else is to do, like, during a game when you're supposed to be the ref? Like,
Reels is a joke, man. I love when people get mad about like ultimate bragging right for a T-shirt. Like,
yeah, and it's like, how many people – first off, they can't brag about it. They won it, and then 2 weeks later
I know. I was –
so, like, great bragging rights, but amazing. Yo, as we were going over this, I thought of, like, a 6th person just strictly from, like, personality and, like, spending a day with this person. Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah.
I just want to play Fortnite with him. Like –
Also like a frag guy.
like, yeah, I feel like that would be – it would be lit, and I feel like I would just laugh all day.
Yeah. I feel like if there was one player I wouldn't hang out with, probably number one on my list is Trevor Bauer. He's just so angry all the time. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the guy because he's that outspoken. But, like, man, if you don't agree with anything he says, you're just getting roasted.
That's a good question. Who would I not want to hang out with? Dude, I feel like Trevor Bauer.
I don't want to be in a room alone with Ben Roethlisberger, that's for sure. For those that understand.
Maybe Le'Veon Bell. He's a dumbass, so.
I feel like I want to take business advice from Le'Veon Bell. No way.
We're back.
No. Unless you want to go into the cocaine business, then ask.
I got it. Manny Machado. No. I had to think about who's one person in like the 4 sports that I absolutely like dislike.
Oh, easy. Brad Marchand.
Manny Machado would be number 1, so no, I would not want to be in the same room as him.
I wouldn't want to be within like 3 feet of Brad Marchand because he's just gonna lick me. Brad Marchand's just like no. Or PK I don't like PK Subban either. Like off the ice, he's awesome. Like he's a great personality. Like on the ice, he's such a dirty player. I just wouldn't want to. No, I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't like PK Subban's game. Off the ice, I would hang out with him. That's probably what we got to do next. Which players don't we want to hang out with?
I was going to say, Drew, off the top of your head, do you have one?
What, the guy I don't want to hang out with?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be in a room with.
I have 28 ideas.
The entire
I think if I had to pick one person, I think I would pick I would love to show Chris Bryant around St. Louis because he called St. Louis boring. And then the next couple series, he just would go like – I think he had a streak of like he was like – the next couple series, man, it was like 0 for 3 strikeouts. Like this boy was not – he would come to St. Louis, and the minute he stepped up to the box, he got booed. And then he would strike out, and everybody would go nuts. I feel like Bryce Harper would be a cool dude to hang out with.
Bryce Harper plays a ton of Fortnite. That's another dude that would be fun to play with.
Snellzilla.
That was pretty dope. Just from the Twitch stream. Would I want to spend a whole day with him? Probably not.
He said no to our podcast, so like
yeah.
I don't know how much respect I have for him anymore.
Yeah, like my heart broke a little bit, but it's cool. I would want to pet his 2 dogs. They're dope. Like he's got a husky, like a full-grown husky, and he like whines for attention. It's super cute, but like.
Yeah. So kind of moving on. We were just kind of rambling a little bit, but we're gonna do a full, just kind of NBA, I guess roundtable is what I called it. It's just we're just gonna talk. I'm gonna bring up some topics. Let's just debate, talk, call each other idiots. I really don't care. It is what it is. Basketball's bound to happen, and ESPN just loves mooching on basketball so much. Just love it. Love it. They ran out of baseball games, I guess, because they're showing a college basketball game tonight.
I don't think they ran out. I think that everyone's just sick and tired of it. Like, show me something different.
They're doing, I think, a 30 for 30 tonight on Len Bias, which was the Maryland player who got drafted, I think, by the Celtics. He had all this potential, and he died of a cocaine overdose.
Nice.
I think. Other than that, I'm going to kick it off right here. If you had to start a franchise, I already know what Drew's going to say. Are you picking Luka Doncic or Trae Young? It's the age-old question. Who are you picking? I'm picking Luka Doncic because, yeah, I think it's just like an easy answer. Like, Trae Young has got range, but defensively, he's a liability. And Luka can speak Spanish.
He speaks like Slovakian, doesn't he?
No, he came from Spain, bro.
Oh, literally Kobe learned Slovakian to talk to Luka.
No, Luca knows Spanish too because he played in Spain.
Bro, I asked you if he like.
Yeah,
then
he knows. He knows.
wasn't he?
I guess. I know he's like
He's a Slovakian basketball player.
he can't. Yeah, his professional team came from Spain.
You said to start a franchise with one player. The Mavericks are a very old team.
I mean,
The Hawks are babies. So
shouldn't
Trae
have
Young,
changed your logo.
who's like my age, basically, he can work both guys.
That's so scary.
He's,
Doesn't that like freak you out sometimes? That like
Zion is our age.
Zion is me and Hunter's age. I think isn't he still 19? He hasn't had his birthday yet or some shit.
19.
Oh my god, this kid's younger than us. He's out here getting a shoe deal to Jordan, and yet we're on here on Zoom.
Yeah, we're on here begging for Chick-fil-A to sponsor us and whatever Drew had.
Oh, forget Hunter. Respect on the name, Hunter. Jesus.
Yo, who told you to have a white solo cup with red writing and it's not Chick-fil-A? What's up with that?
This is
Why couldn't they put a full
style original hamburgers.
Why couldn't they put the full logo on there? Like it just like cuts off. Like they have plenty of room to finish the logo out on Chick-fil-A.
This is very southern, by the way. It has a Bible verse right here. That was America on the side. It's very southern.
There's not even a cookout in Florida.
Exactly.
How about you?
A southern state.
Wow.
Southern delicacy. We're not privy to it.
Bruh, I wish Florida would have like Raising Cane's and places like that, bro. Because Raising Cane's is my jam. Oh, you're popular here for Drew.
I drove through 4 states today. I went through Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia today. So that's
Where in Virginia are you?
Danville, ironically.
Nice. Nice. Did you go walk by the ballpark and reminisce?
I'm going there tomorrow. I just went to Kannapolis today, where the Cannonballers play. Pretty sick ballpark.
I'm still waiting for you guys to, find 7 more people that want to do the Wahoo thing.
Might take some time.
I know. You know what? Screw it. Let's just talk NBA right now.
Trae Young, Luka Doncic. I was looking at it. I did not think that their stats were that close.
They're really close. Like I think the biggest issue I have with the NBA is the media and how they skew certain players. I still think Trae Young is still overhyped, but I'm coming down to earth a little bit more because I've watched more of his games. Luckily, thanks to the NBA, and they actually want to show Hawks games for once when they lose by 20. Well, they normally show him when it's like LeBron and he just trounces the Hawks because the Hawks is not a real franchise. Drew, how about applaud you? Where did the Hawks move from before they were in Atlanta?
St. Louis or Milwaukee?
Yeah, St. Louis.
Boom. Yeah, roasted.
You didn't even know. You had a guess.
But I think his passing's gotten better, though, since he came to the NBA. Like, his passing and just shooting, even to suspect, but I don't think he has time to adjust to that in his career.
I mean, his handles are next level. Don't get me wrong. Like, if I try to guard Trae Young, catch me on the ground. Like, it's just like no one's guarding that man. I just think if I had to start a franchise, I'm picking Luka. I think if, shooting guard / point guard type, he can facilitate, he can hit some shots. He's an all-around player, I think. And he also came from a professional league, too, in Spain. I think that kind of gives him a leg up, per se, over a guy like Trae Young, who I thought was going to be a flash in the pan at Oklahoma. And then he's kind of proving his worth right now in Atlanta.
I'm going to go with Trae Young. Just because looking at the stats, one, Trae Young has played more games.
Well, Luka got hurt, too. Luka was hurt. I think he had shoulder.
Shoulder. Yeah. So that's why, like, I'm looking at it, and it's like Luka is barely above in points per game. So they're roughly the same. But he's also had less stats. So, like,
Yeah.
a bad game could drop that. Their blocks and steals are literally the same. Assists per game, Trae Young is 1.5 above. Rebounds, Luka is 4.5 points above per game, or 4.5 rebounds per game. So, like, when I think of Trae Young, I'm not expecting him to get the rebounds. So, like, the fact that he's getting 4 rebounds a game is actually surprising me more. He has 400 more assists in, like, I think that's maybe 15 games difference. He has 300 more points, roughly, and then Luka has him in rebounds by about 500.
Do you think Trae Young will win the MVP eventually?
In the future, possibly. Total steals, Trae Young has 1 more.
Nice.
And blocks, they're pretty much the same. Like, they're pretty identical. The only difference between them is Trae has more points and more assists, and Luka has more rebounds.
I think they're going to get compared for the rest of their careers to each other. Like, they're going to be intertwined.
I mean, yeah.
It's the same thing like with Zion and Ja Morant. I think those guys can be intertwined for a long time. Because Ja Morant's a baller. Convince me otherwise. Hunter's overthinking about it. He's like, should I? Should I not?
Oh, Hunter, you're right. You're right. Just carry on.
Yeah,
So, obviously, the MVP race is basically coming down to LeBron and Giannis. James Harden basically is taken out of the mix. I think people are starting to lose respect for James Harden's game. It's just not that impressive anymore. Like, if you're getting to the free throw line to get half your points in the game, like, I'm not impressed. Never been a big James Harden guy. He can't win on his own. Can't win with Chris Paul. I don't know if he's even going to win with Westbrook.
He couldn't win with Westbrook earlier, and they had KD.
I mean, yeah, I think he's just going to be in forever purgatory of, like, he's going to be a great player, but he may never win a ring. It's basically gone down to LeBron and Giannis. Who do you think is the MVP between both of them, and why? All right, go ahead, Hunter.
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Yeah. Your boy drafted him on his fantasy team. So I see on the nightly, every game, the amount of damage LeBron James does. And being your unofficial but official NBA fantasy champion, my MVP for my team was LeBron James, so I can't turn my back on him. We went 20-1. So I think LeBron James he deserves it. The tear he had this season, he had such a tear throughout the season that everyone is convinced that, like, oh, Lakers are going to win it. Like, Lakers won. Lakers are going to win this, like, the championship, and it's not even a question. Are you questioning that the Bulls are going to win it? Of course. Are they even going to win the East? That's what I'm questioning.
The Bulls? You mean the Bucks?
Bucks, not the Bucks. Yeah, the Bulls are not going to win the East. But the Bucks are not. I'm questioning that they're going to even make the finals, let alone win.
I respect Giannis's game to a degree. Does that make sense? Like, he's unstoppable in transition and when he gets down into the lane. But he has no mid-range. His post game is shaky. He has no 3-point range other than the 3 shots he hit against the Lakers on that one TNT game where he goes, crown me, and then the next game they get smacked by LeBron. And then I personally would pick LeBron as MVP just because he's made that team where it is. He's let Anthony Davis get his 27 points per game, basically, because AD is he leads the team in scoring right now in points per game average. It's like LeBron, whenever AD goes down, LeBron still figures out how to win without him too. And I think the minute you take Giannis off the Bucks, it's like, wow, their biggest threat is Chris Middleton. Oh, that doesn't scare me as much. Or Dante DiVincenzo or the Lopez brothers. Like, come on now. I ain't scaring nobody. Eric Bledsoe. But if you take AD out of the lineup, you still got LeBron. God, what is their starting lineup? Isn't it LeBron, Danny Green, AD, Avery Bradley, and then I forget who the other guy is. No, that's all of them, I think. No, I'm missing one. I don't know. But still, that lineup is just like you take LeBron out, you still have Anthony Davis, you know? It's like it's a two-headed monster, you know? I would pick LeBron. True.
I will not buy this LeBron bias crap.
Wow.
We need to see the Greek Freak get his crown, folks. We're having here listening to Brian Windhorst twice right now. Two guys, both LeBron fans, they're insiders. We need to see the king from Greece, Giannis Antetokounmpo, win this MVP. There's no need to recite the Lakers' depth, who the stars are. It's just Giannis versus everybody. So Giannis is going to win MVP. There's really no question. If LeBron wins it, sheesh, I don't know. I really don't think much of it, you know.
I don't know. But obviously MVP is supposed to be like the best player in the game, but like I love Kawhi Leonard's game so much. I think he's the best player in the game right now. I think by and large he is. Defensively, he's really good. Offensively, he kills you in the mid-range game. He can get underneath. He's physical. He can shoot the three ball. You know, he's clutch. You know, big Kawhi guy over here, you know. Big fun guy.
Yeah, didn't we have this? Didn't we go over who we thought MVP was?
Yeah, we did in like awards. I think I said LeBron, and I think this is exactly how it went, was LeBron, Giannis.
I want to say I had, maybe it was Bron. I don't remember. It was either Bron or AD. I think I had AD for like defensive player of the year or something.
Maybe. Apparently Giannis is in the running for defensive player of the year too, and I didn't even realize it.
I wonder why.
The dude is like 6'11" and runs like lightning. I would really hope he's defensive player of the year. Well, Rudy Gobert is like 7'1", and he wins it every year just because he blocks and gives the entire league coronavirus.
Hey, man, no one's going in the paint when he's there.
I know. Dude, if I was the Utah Jazz, bro, I would be, pissed at Rudy Gobert because he single-handedly took down the entire league.
Also, Utah Jazz, my guy, Joe Ingles, is the man. Okay? His shot is filthy.
Dude, Drew loves the underrated white man that looks like he should be the white man tangent.
No, he's amazing. His ability to finish, his passing, it's unbelievable. Joe Ingles, my guy.
You like the 30-year-old receding hairline,
Yes.
small forward.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, Donovan Mitchell all day. All day.
Mitchell guy. Almost bought his shoes. Those shoes are fire too.
Who has a much cleaner shot, Mitchell or Joe Ingles? Or rest my case.
Wow, we didn't even answer. You're just like, I'm right. Okay.
I need to get a chance to think, bro. I'm trying to think 2K. Who am I greening with? Donovan Mitchell or Joe Ingles?
Joe Ingles.
Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum I green all the time.
Dude, I played Hunter, bro, and Hunter just decided, unless I'm the all-time Memphis Grizzlies, which I'm like all of a sudden become a god with.
You ridiculously become like godly, and it's ridiculous.
Annoying.
I understand it.
But Hunter is Jason Tatum, and he just rides him all the way. It's Jason Tatum crosses, step back three. Oh, you bite for the three, drive, dunk on you.
Yeah. He's a
Or a fake drive, step out, mid range, green. And I'm just sitting there playing him, and next thing you know, I'm down by like 15.
I'm like, 21 skunk. That was quick. You're like, what the fuck? What?
I don't even know like what happened. I didn't even have time to like understand like my game plan. I didn't even have a chance to come back.
I just feed him the pill, and then you started double teaming me, and it was literally either Jalen Brown in the corner or Kemba.
Jalen Brown too came out of nowhere. Jalen Brown would start making these shots, and in my head I'm going, he does not make these in games. I go, Hunter is literally like fantasy mode Jalen Brown right now because I'm over here hand in his face, and it's like excellent release, excellent form, drained.
Greens.
I'm so mad. I like, other than NHL, I just like for my own mental being, I had to stop playing Hunter in video games.
Bro, you went on like a 6-week grind for Chell,
Oddly in Chell.
and like you would go to
I
class,
put the work in.
play NHL for hours, and I would just be out and about like doing my thing. And you'd be like, "You want to play?" We would play, and the score would slowly get slower and slower. Like I'm playing 2K and he's playing Chell. Like
Hunter would try so hard. The closest game we had was when I actually finally won. And it was, we went into overtime, and me and him are both on the edge of the, like, his bed, just trying to freaking, Hunter's, like, partially, like, standing up, like, no. And I go in, finally, off a rebound, tap the puck back in, and I go nuts. And Hunter was like, well.
Dumbest shot. You scored, like, 3 dumb goals that I had. Like, they were, like, complete whiffs, and the puck was, like, a changeup, and it went so slow. And my goalie blocked it.
And then it got tipped.
To him, he stood up like, where's the puck? Like it wasn't slowly rolling. We went through, and I was like, seriously? I was like, that's how you're going to score? And it happened like twice.
It was so funny. So we're kind of getting off topic. You know, we're kind of diving into like our fun little stories that we've had. But obviously, we're going to go to the 22-team playoff format. Who do we think – I think we said this before that. Who do we think the champions will be? I don't think it will be the Lakers. I don't know if it will be the Clippers either. I think, honestly, Hunter at the beginning of the year was like the Boston Celtics, and I was like, I don't know about the Boston Celtics. And all of a sudden, more towards the year, Jason Tatum started dropping 20 points per game, and I was like, well – they're a team I do not want to face in the playoffs if I was anybody else.
Bro, I told you, that team, first off, that's pretty much been the same team since like 2017. The only difference is when we lost
Kyrie for Kemba.
Gordon Hayward, we ran into LeBron.
Dude, LeBron just ruled the East, man. He just like, when he was on the Heat, he ran it, and then – like he was back in Cleveland, and what was it that Atlanta at one point had a 1 seed, and they ran into LeBron, I think in the quarterfinals or semis. And LeBron was like, "This is cute," and just I forget, did he sweep them 5 games? Or was it?
I think they won 1 game. I think.
Yeah, I was about to say like Atlanta got destroyed. No, sorry, Drew. Sorry you have to relive that horrific moment.
No, that was probably more better team. We had Joe Johnson, Josh Smith, Mike Bibby. Great team.
Al Horford before he decided to pack up and leave for Boston.
But now we have John Collins, Prodigy, Kevin Herter, Smooth Velvet, Andre Hunter from Virginia, Trae Young. It's a match made in heaven. Kem Reddish.
All I know is John Collins has a ton of trade value in 2K. That's all I know. I would probably pick Boston. If I had to go super, super dark horse, I would probably say Portland because Portland would be fully healthy.
Dude, I'm trying to find the exact bracket and like what it would look like, but nobody just has it drawn up already.
Because it's not a bracket yet. It's like they're doing a play-in with the final 4 teams.
I see it. Oh, wait. In the hunt, Washington.
And then they go into the 16 teams because a team like Memphis right now is probably pissed because they grind all year. they have a 3.5 game lead over Portland, and there's a chance they may not even make the 16 teams because they have to go play these other teams.
I see it. So Sacramento versus Spurs, and then New Orleans versus Phoenix, and then New Orleans and Phoenix will play Memphis, and then the Kings and Spurs will play Portland.
I'm taking my guy Joe all the way. Jazz to the ship. I'm taking it.
Dude, you love Joe Ingles, man.
Yeah, that's weird.
And he loves Joe Ingles so much.
Well, yeah, that and the format. But, like,
Format's funky. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, to be honest with you. I understand why they're trying to give these wild card teams a chance to possibly, quote-unquote, make a run and make it in. But you got to reward the team that's already in the 8th seed. That's, I don't think it's fair. I did see one thing, but, like, in the NHL, they said they should do the team that was a wild card team should have a 1-0 series lead to start the series. I was just the NHL that.
It says double elimination for Memphis and single elimination for everyone else. So the 8th has double elimination, and there's like, I see. First round is like 10 versus 13 and 11 versus 12, and then the second round they play the 8 and the 9 seed.
Okay.
And then
is this overall or just in each conference? Because that would mean only 4 teams would not make the playoffs in total.
I think it's
because the East is so disproportionate to the West.
Well, it says New Orleans as 10, Sacramento as 11, the Spurs as 12.
Yeah, that's the West. It's the West. I think they're only really considering it for the West because the West is so close.
Well, I don't see anything else for the East. That's it.
Yeah,
So
the East.
I think
the East is so disproportionate.
Does the 8th seeded Orlando with the 9th seeded Washington will play a 3-game series for the final spot in the East?
Okay.
Yeah, because it says in the hunt for Western Conference, there's those 4 teams. And then in the hunt for the Eastern Conference is Washington. So it literally just be the Magic versus the Wizards. 3-game series. Winner gets to lose to Milwaukee.
Nice. Love to see it.
You're going to have a tired team playing Milwaukee.
And then Memphis goes and gets slaughtered by Los Angeles. The Lakers.
Well, I don't know.
Memphis is not going to beat the Lakers, my guy.
Well, I'm saying I don't know if Memphis will even make it, dude.
I believe in my Memphis Grizzlies, okay? I believe in them.
So Memphis will play the winner of the Pelicans and the Suns. So they play 1 game, single elimination. So it's going to be Zion versus Ja Morant.
Or Devin Booker.
Playoffs.
I want Zion. I don't want D-Book. D-Book's scary to me.
So, I mean, and then the winner of that will play the winner of either.
I want to say this real fast. I really want to say this. Drew, how happy are you that the Hawks are going to have another lottery pick again?
It's a dynasty. They're trying to build for the future, laying the foundation. So
you've been building the foundation for the past 5 years.
They've been building since I've been born.
Rome wasn't built in a day. And here we have Lloyd Pierce, the architect, chiseling in this solid foundation of a team.
Dude, it's like sand. You get a nice sand castle, but you put it too close to the water, and high tide comes in and just wipes it out. So now you got to rebuild it.
You have perennial all-stars in the mix with Herter, Collins, Young. Vince Carter's on our team. I don't know why, but
Dude, Vince Carter's retiring. I don't know what you're talking about. He's on your team. That man retired.
He's a Hawk for life. Him, Carmelo Anthony was a great Hawk too. But
why didn't you keep Carmelo Anthony? I feel like that would have been so good for your team.
so we bought his contract for some goddamn reason, and he decided to leave for I don't know where he went to play.
He went to play at Portland.
Oh yeah, I really don't care. But
Bro, that all feels like so long ago. Like Andre Iguodala got traded to the Miami Heat in like February, and he's only played like 5 games for the Heat.
Bro, you know what's crazy? Portland is in the playoffs, and the Hawks are not. I think that's why he went to Portland.
there's a destiny in this life, Hunter. Carl's destiny was in Atlanta. It was in some bumfuck Portland area.
Is Atlanta just doomed to just like?
What?
I think Atlanta's just doomed to just never win a chip.
No, you have a solid baseball team.
You're gonna get taste. You're gonna get taste and hope like the Braves, and then the Falcons that already broke your heart. You have no hope with the Hawks right now, and then like you go in. Like here's the thing. Like you can't really trash like St. Louis too much because like we've won championships, and our most recent one was 9 years ago, while yours was back in what, the 90s, the 80s.
Nope. You guys failed to remember the MLS Cup. We throwing timbers in 2018, guys. So relax.
I didn't know we're counting a fake sport like soccer in the
Not
U.S.
the sport. Yeah, Joseph Martinez, the GOAT of United. We had Brad Guzan, the U.S.
You only won because you hog-piled soccer draft, and you were an expansion team and took their players. It's not hard soccer.
They do for some reason. I don't know.
And
why.
you play in a dome.
So what?
Every other soccer team doesn't play in a dome.
The nicest arena in the U.S. of any sport.
No, it means that the city of Atlanta was like, we don't want to build another stadium because we don't believe in soccer.
Well, Atlanta's in a very urban area. It has to do with like churches and like building stuff around them, which pretty much sucks.
Rip to those churches. They don't bring in money. Kush. Put them in these stadiums.
Wow. All right. Either way, Atlanta, they get what I hate, but they're a strong city with a strong foundation and a strong sports base.
The strongest base you have is the Atlanta Braves.
Well, got Falcons too.
And you guys got destroyed in the NLDS.
For a game.
Rather,
5.
only plays 3 quarters, and that's it.
Oof.
There's one person to blame. That's Lady Gaga. She had time to perform, like 15 minutes, and she went over. So that's more time for us to get ready for the game. So Lady Gaga, fuck you.
Dude, it's the Super Bowl. They always do that. They always have the longest halftime in history, unless it was Shakira and J-Lo, because I wanted more of that halftime show.
Poker Face is a terrible song. Don't play that shit in the game. Just leave early. Like, holy shit, man.
I mean, she jumped down from NRG Stadium, guys. Like how? She got ups. She's an airbender.
Her career. In the shower.
No. That was great. That was great.
Mountains were on the deep end. They never hit the ground, but she did.
That's hilarious. I'm just waiting for when Boston just goes back to being mediocre.
Yeah, when's the last time Boston's been mediocre?
Probably the Patriots, and they were trash in the 90s.
No, because
Or 80s. Was it the 80s? I don't know.
The 80s. So they
The
were.
Red Sox have like.
So the Red Sox
They were not.
But weren't producing chips. During those 70s, 80s, and 90s, you saw the Celtics take over, and then when the Celtics went down, the Bruins took off.
Yeah, it's just like you guys have 4 perennial. You have a big market.
Like, whenever one team is, like, garbage, another team is, like, amazing.
Boston, like.
And then since, like, I've been born, I've been lucky enough to have all 4 teams be raw as fuck.
Just stop, bro. Jesus. Next topic.
Oh.
There is no next topic.
Yeah,
We were supposed to do NBA, but then we have no games to talk about.
we lost in 07, lost in 11. Was it 14, 16? lost in 17, won in 18.
I want Drew to come back. So next week, I'm inviting my friends on. They're two big hockey guys. We're going to do a full hockey talk, everything. They're going to give us chirps. And Drew, I need you next week to make your case why the Atlanta Thrashers are the greatest team in the NHL.
I will have facts on facts on facts of Thrashers, All-Stars, and highlights. Marian Hossa, Kari Lettinen, Ilya Kovalchuk, the whole bunch. I got it.
All right, I'm going to make sure that we edit these clips, that we have just little tidbits that we just like.
One video from when we had, like, when Drew was talking about.
I have to find it. It's the awards show that we did. And it's basically, okay, me and Hunter, who do we think? We give an actual player, and Drew's like, do you know who the goalie was for the Atlanta Thrashers in 2008? Kari Lettinen, who's been retired since 2013. Like, shit like that. We love it, though. We love to see it. We still got big things in the works. I need this Alabama dude to answer my emails. I'm just going to barrage it. The NBA trainer is still in the works. He obviously gets so many contacts, so many emails. It's going to take me a while to break through. But I think we're going to get that done eventually.
We have RJ Alvarez, the Red Sox pitcher. He is officially in for our next podcast. So he's in tomorrow for next
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Other than that, really nothing else. I mean, they want to give a story about how trash I was at golf this past weekend, man. Dude, it was bad. I went out and played golf. I played 18, first time in like 2.5 months. I go up to the first tee and just shank it.
Way to go, Brady.
And then on one hole, I was like Hunter at Topgolf, man. It's straight power. And then Hunter, if you ever play golf with Hunter at Topgolf, this is what it looks like. Ready? Kneel. Kneel. And I did it. And I did it for this par 5. In 4 shots I hit, all went sliced right. I like hit somebody's fence in the backyard because I heard a ping. All you hear is ping, and I was like, nice. And then finally, like, finished with like, I don't know, like an 8. I was so bad. I was so bad, man. I shot like a clean 100, plus 28 over par. It was so bad up there. So bad.
Speaking of Top Golf, so my Top Golf game is monstrous now. I've learned to hit the ball straight, and I'm a back net, like, monster. I like
but
it's just boom, back net, back net, back net. Now, before, I was hitting it, and it would go straight about like 100, 150 yards, and then it would just shoom.
Dude, you put one in the highway.
I would get it so high that it would go over the side net. Like, you know how they're like 8 levels up, and then it flattens out? So I would get it over the flat parts, and it would land in the highway over there.
Dude, he screwed up so many people's cars.
First off, there's no proof of that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
It's allegedly that it may or may not have. I don't know for a fact if it hit anything, but there is confirmation and witnesses that I did to clear the net. Just after this birthday party, like, they were amazed. It was literally like a scene out of Happy Gilmore.
Dude, I was at Top Golf in Tampa, right? And me and my brother were with family, stuff like that. Aunt came down. We're hanging out at Top Golf. Anyways, these chicks like 3 bays over. This chick goes up, and all you hear is there was a sliding door to the bar area in the Tampa one. This chick swings, and all you hear is, oh shit, as the club goes flying to the door. And like people are walking, it's like a major like cluster of people, and she almost like took somebody's like eye out. And my brother goes up to me, he goes, I know that chick. She's dumb as shit in school too.
I was going to say, we've had a couple close calls where you just try and kill it, but you end up like completely, like not completely missing it, but you nick the ball at the end, and where it jets out, like you're hitting this, and it'll go that way. And it's like, how did I do that? And you get so close to hitting people.
So
around and go, what is wrong with you?
What I want to quickly say, I just got an alert from Bleacher Report. Oklahoma State star linebacker has COVID-19. He has tested positive for the coronavirus after attending a protest in Tulsa. People just forgot, like, we still have a pandemic happening.
Yeah, that was put on pause immediately.
Like, I saw a thing on Twitter. It was like, is Corona over or is it halftime right now?
Yeah, I think it's halftime.
Like, Big Cat's like, nah, we done. We're done. Coronavirus just – I saw one thing and someone with coronavirus blew a 28-3 lead.
Need to see it.
R.I.P.
Harambe, what are you going to do?
4 years ago, we lost that sweet prince.
Yeah.
Awesome. But other than that, this is kind of just – we talked a little bit. We're just trying to, in these tough times, we're just trying to tell stories and enjoy each other's company and tell stories. But, sports isn't really going on. We can talk about what's happened the previous games, but, we do our best and we do what we can. NBA was kind of a last-minute topic. There's not much to talk about other than, like, 4 guys in the same argument. But next week, get your NHL stats ready. We're going to have a full talk. Get ready for chirps. Hunter just threw in MJ Brown. Do you want to dive into that now, or do you want to do it for another time? I feel like it needs
Another time.
Another time.
Drew just
So many stats, and just little tidbits, and I just saw them on my phone, and I was like, we never got around to this.
no, because I was saving it for when DJ comes back on.
Yeah.
If he ever comes back on.
Bro, he needs to hurt.
But we're going to do MJ, LeBron, and that's going to be a heavy debate because whatever Hunter picks, I'm going to go the opposite of him.
And you're going to lose again.
No way. Nah. I'm going to be ready. Other than that, we're just kind of keeping it in line. We got stuff planned. Hunter's going to post on the Instagram. Well, by the time I post this on Wednesday, so yesterday, he's going to post.
Once Jacob admits that The Outer Banks is the greatest show on Netflix right now. That's not that's
I agree to that.
That crepes is just a really thin pancake and that you enjoy them.
It is though. I can't agree to The Outer Banks right now.
No,
I just can't. Dude, I literally just watched him just basically breaking and entering into everybody's house. Sarah's dad is just kicking everybody's ass right now. Chopper came in, started calling Sarah names. He just came in and was like, "Shut up, boy." And he's just like, I'm so sorry. And Sarah's over there in the corner, helpless as can be, like she always is, even though she's hot as. And over in the corner, just like, "Dad, stop!" It was the same thing she did with John B. and Topper when they fought, and Topper was drowning John B. Nobody stops and break anything up.
Whoa, JJ stops and breaks it up every time.
With a gun. Pow, pow. He just comes in, he's like, "I'm packing." And everyone's like, "Yes, we know. Why do you have to bring that everywhere?"
Bro, literally any altercation, JJ, what's good?
Yeah.
Every time they need a gun, JJ's like, "Bro, I left it in the car."
I know. But even then, this is just like some wackadoo. Don't get me wrong, it's good. Mainly watch it because of Sarah Cameron, but other than that, nothing is really that great. John B. and the whole "oh, Sarah Cameron's not my girlfriend" is they're like, "Say it, John B. You're my girlfriend." Everyone's like, "I thought you were just using her," and he was like, "Fuck." He's like, "But I love her though." Love came out of nowhere, hit me in the arm.
When they went on the date to Chapel Hill,
Which is impossible. It is not possible to get from the Outer Banks of North Carolina to go inland to a city-locked city in Chapel Hill. It's not possible. They only did it because if you hear North Carolina, what's the first college you think of?
Duke.
No. The Tar Heels. You smart ass motherfucker. Like
I go Duke, NC State, Wake Forest. And
you
then
can definitely suck it.
UNC Wilmington, go Seahawks. And then I guess
Greensboro. UNC Greensboro.
Greensboro too.
And then High Point.
Charlotte,
High Point. And then there's, what's that one?
UNC Charlotte.
Oh, there's Charlotte. What's that one team in the light, like the baby blue? They're like the feet. No one remembers them.
It's
Tar Heels.
UNC Asheville.
Oh, the Tar Heels. They're like my eighth. My bad, I can't count. I think the eighth team I think of.
We produced
Also,
the
NC State, UNC Asheville as well. So.
Yeah, you guys done flexing how much you know about University of North Carolina schools? Like, I was just trying to make my point here. You also forgot about East Carolina.
The point is, Outer Banks sucks. That's the point we're trying to make here.
They're the Pirates.
No, Hunter is making the point that Outer Banks is like the greatest thing on earth since sliced bread.
It's not. It's. I don't know. It's
dumb. The entire plot of it is dumb.
I didn't have to say anything. That's how I know. You know how good the TV show is, but you don't want to admit it.
There's like 10 models on the show just like hanging out.
There's not even. There's only one, and her name is Sarah Cameron, a.k.a. Madeline Klein.
I was about to say, do you not know her name?
It's Madeline Klein.
I don't care.
Drew, you're missing out, my guy.
I am not. This show is
great follow.
I watched the first episodes, and it sucked.
You watched all 10? Have you gotten through it?
I watched 2, and I hated it. So
you gotta get through. You gotta get through. You gotta get through at least 5 episodes.
No, that's.
Here's the thing. I might just be like Big Cat and be like, this show is so bad that it's good.
That's
why Big Cat loves it.
Tiger King is so bad that it's good.
Dude, Tiger King happened like 2 months ago.
It's real.
Remember? This is June. Tiger King was still popping like March and April.
It's real. It's a real story. Not this fake Outer Banks shit.
Netflix right now.
Currently, like, everybody's watching or just on Netflix?
Bro, a better show on Netflix than Outer Banks.
Stranger Things.
No.
Yes. Dude, yes.
Is there good acting? Yes. Good storytelling? Yes. Good setting? Yes.
Effects? On fire.
Good soundtrack? Yes. Outer Banks is a weirdly
Dude, Stranger Things soundtrack is one of the best.
Mm-hmm.
It's on par with like Guardians of the Galaxy.
We don't want this soft core porn shit. This is weird ass romance show. It's not what I want to watch. We're gonna watch Stranger Things, The Office, not Outer Banks shit.
I mean, I'm gonna finish Outer Banks.
Talk about slow, boring. The Office, the first 2 seasons are.
I can't even finish The Office. I just won't let myself. I think The Office is overrated.
What the hell?
Sue me. I said it on this show.
It's a masterpiece in its own art.
So is Friends. Friends is overrated too.
Office has brought to me is that's what she said jokes. That is it.
Boom. Roasted.
Boom. Roasted. That's it.
Boom.
Take those clips out, and I would never watch. I wouldn't even look at The Office.
You're gonna watch Dwight Schrute, one of the best characters in TV history?
No.
That's a stretch.
No, it's not. He's one of the best TV.
He has a lot of. I'll give him this. He has a lot of like quotable stuff. Obviously, Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
The only one I could think of is the identity theft one. That was the only one that made me laugh.
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim. Dude.
But like other than that, like look at TikTok right now and all there is just straight Outer Banks quotes.
Get your head together, John B.
Exactly.
This is such Zoomer shit with TikTok and Outer Banks. I'm tired of this whole genre slipping the summer. Let's go back to normal Netflix, not this Outer
Dude,
Banks.
you know what show I'm glad is about to be over is 13 Reasons Why. I don't know how they got to a 4th season at all.
That show's bad too.
I did see that like it came out with a new one, and I'm typically on top of 13 Reasons Why, but like
Dude, it just needs to go home, man.
Very depressing.
not making it,
It's
and
done.
Outer Banks needs
Thriller
to.
House is gonna. They're on it. Oh, The Witcher. The Witcher is a phenomenal show, too. But you also have to be kind of into like Game of Thrones and shit. If you're not, then you won't get the same appreciation.
No, I'm not into porn like that, but I'm not gonna watch it.
Are there opposing kooks?
You say
I want to
porn?
know.
Yeah,
The
Bro.
Witcher, dude, you're watching The Outer Banks.
where is there any kind of? There's literally like nothing, no nudity at all.
That's a shame, though.
Literally, like there's one scene, and
That probably was make Games of Thrones so great.
there's two scenes, and one of them is like you are like, oh, it's about to go down, and she blows out the candle, and that's that.
Disappointing.
So no,
The Witcher is a great show, though.
like Game of Thrones. Literally, my mom was obsessed with it. Anytime I walked into the room, it's just porn. I was like, no, thank
Well,
you.
you can't be watching Game of Thrones with your parents. That's just
No, I would walk in to bug my mom and see how her day was, and she would just watch it. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna head
Game
out.
of Thrones. Here's the thing: Game of Thrones is really good. Here's the thing: they took a lot from the books, like storyline wise, and it executed it pretty well. But a big issue was that I freaking noticed was there was a lot of nudity and shit, and I was just like, But here's the thing: the biggest thing was you can't like fast forward through those scenes because half the time it's Littlefinger who's like a big mastermind behind a bunch of these things, and he owns a whorehouse.
His name is Littlefinger.
Yes. I don't know why. I don't think I ever got to that point. But he did push some chick off of a ledge to get what he wanted, so that's intense. There's also incest. Can't forget about the incest.
Wow, that's a real convincer to get me to watch it.
I'm not convincing you to watch Game of Thrones. I'm convincing you to watch The Witcher, which doesn't have any of that. It doesn't have any of that. Maybe a couple little scenes like that, but it's not like every other scene is like that.
Well, does it have John? Does
No,
that
it has Superman.
does it have JJ
It has Superman.
and Pope?
Oh my god.
Then I don't want it.
I'm done arguing with you. I'll come back next week.
For
I'll
Pope.
come back next week. I'll finish the Outer Banks, and then me and Hunter will debate on.
We have to. You just get rid of it. It's not worth finishing.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Because I'm adamant.
Bro, literally. So Outer Banks, ready? Episode 1, Episode 2, Episode 3, 4 through 10 is just like. It just like the first 2 episodes are slow. The third one is like, okay, this is interesting, and then 4 is like, I can't even like tell you how high up it is, but like the rest of the season is just like it takes off, and it gets.
I'll say this about The Witcher is that like
Your face, Drew, is just like I'm not bugged. Like I'm
Drew,
not.
Drew,
I wanna wait.
Drew, watch The Witcher.
I want to get hooked right then, first episode, not like the second or third or fourth.
Drew, watch The Witcher, and you're gonna be convinced about what I told you.
Are there kooks and pokes? That sounds cool.
And I'm not
No,
watching.
there's spells, badass fight scenes, monsters, and Geralt. And Geralt steals the show.
Loading something I can do in Florida. I don't want it.
Watch the Goonies then.
The Goonies is great. I
Yes.
love the Goonies.
Okay. Next week, me and Hannah will debate Outer Banks, just for the folks out there.
Taking the time.
I've been.
You act like I've never seen a boy in underwear. Get your head out of the gutter, John B.
So bad.
Dude, my favorites.
I messed it up. It's like I have a brother. Get your head out of the gutter, John B.
It doesn't
Dude, my
matter.
favorite, dude.
Cancel.
Bro, it's so
Dude,
funny.
my favorite scene so far is when.
There is none. There is none.
No,
It's a
Rafe.
show.
Other than the Sarah Camber running to save John B from tripping over the chain.
Bro, when he ate shit, that was.
I don't know exactly what scene. No, my favorite scene so far, it's been when Rafe is trying to find his dad's watch, and then it hands, and it's like his dad and Rafe being a cokehead sniffs. He goes, and Dad's like, checking the time.
Yeah.
And Rafe is just terrified. And
He's
I'm like,
oh, shit. Like,
I was so far been one of my favorite scenes. Another thing that really pissed me off though was that Left Hand Free became really popular again. And I was like, everyone's like, look how good this song is. It's like, it's always been a great song. Other than that, Drew, get back here so we can sign off.
there's one thing about Outer
Quiet.
Banks,
Oh my gosh.
and it's a slight detail, but it's, you know, when John B's stuck in the laundry room?
Nope.
I haven't gotten to that part.
Me neither.
Okay.
It sucks.
I think it's like episode 9 or 10.
I'm on 6 right now.
Yo,
Okay.
Anthony.
Save it for next week.
Bro,
Hunter, we'll talk next week.
so you don't miss it out.
Wow.
John B opens the door and goes into the laundry room and shuts it so he doesn't get whatever is going on. The person outside then puts a chair in front of the door. You know how that trick goes? If you put something in front of the door, you can't open it.
Yeah.
The chair is put there and the door opens the other way. So it wouldn't do anything. That's the only thing that bothers me about the show, is that, like, that little.
The only thing?
That's the only thing.
Hill.
Oh my god.
Chapel Hill still bothers me a lot, man.
Bro, and I hate
It's me.
appreciation because it showed me how to look for those details. So, like, seeing that, I was like, no,
Well, you talk about refereeing helped you hone in on details.
going to film appreciation.
Dude, film appreciation changes how you watch everything.
If I would have known that, I would have never signed up. Like, I literally noticed.
I actually liked it.
Yeah, like, I'm like, oh, it's a great close-up shot. Why am I thinking this? It's like, oh, that cup just moved a little bit,
Right.
like, between scenes. Like, what just happened there?
We're signing off. Stay safe out there, everybody. I've been your host, Jacob Pereira. Outer Banks, not Fanatic yet.
Yes, Fanatic.
We have Hunter, your mom's favorite little leaguer, and Outer Banks Fanatic, and the Speaker Swiss Army Knife Drew McDonald, a.k.a. the Outer Banks Hater.
Word.
The worst.
Hater.
Cancel it.
He's a kook.
It's canceled.
Season 5.
Gross.
We have been the Pen. Stay safe out there. And I'm plugging this in for Hunter. Watch Outer Banks, people.
Don't.
Yes.